which will come up. Okay. So today class we are going to discuss about currency types. Already we have discussed currency types. Okay, company code currency, group currency, and hard currency or index currency. And also we need to understand because the 10 company code currency it is also called as a first local currency or first currency or local currency. Okay, local currency. Okay, so is maintained during the company code creation. Company code creation. Okay, so by default it has been assigned to this company code, the respective company code. Okay, we created three company codes. The first company code currency are the local currency. Okay, so is maintained during the company code currency. By default it has been assigned to the company code. Group currency is maintained at the client level. Client level. So we need to assign it to our company codes. Okay, and is maintained at client level. So whereas hard currency or index currency is used for the reporting purpose, and is maintained at the country level. Okay, so and also it also needs to also needs to be assigned to our company code. Okay, so as we know that one company code one company code one company code can have maximum three currencies. Maximum three currencies. Okay, so first is company code currency. First currency is local currency. Okay, is mandatory. Second currency see we have maintained group currency. Third currency we maintained order index currency. Index currency. Okay, so we already saw the currencies, the setups like in SCC4. This is where we have maintained SCC1 or SCC4. SCC4. This is OY01. Okay, so this is anyway company code creation. So now assign the currencies to the company code. Assign the currency types. Currency type. To the company code. Okay. Before that, again we will revisit our company currencies. So group currency. Group currency SCC4. We'll see. C4. Okay, this This is our client, 800 clients. You see, this is our currency. Okay, this is our group currency. Okay, we cannot have more than one group currency for one client. Okay, not possible to have. So this is people will ask you where we maintain this group currency. How many group currencies we can have for one client? Okay, possible to have only one group currency client. Okay, cannot have more than one group currency. Okay. So the next one is, what is that? But hard currency or the index currency. Hard currency or index currency. It's optional currency to be maintained. Okay. Maintained at country level. Okay. We'll see few currencies. This PRO. Already we have seen all these configurations. In the first class itself, we have seen these currency types. Okay. SAP NetWeaver, general settings, currencies. OY03, not 01. Let's see. Not here. OY01. Define currency countries in my SAP system. Here we maintain the currency types. Hard currency or the index currency. Here. So let's take the India. Few countries we will take. Define countries in my SAP systems. Just for path purpose, I am copying it here. No action from your end. Just observe the currency setup. Okay, let's take our India IN country. Okay, here we have maintained hard currency is the GBP. Okay, so maintenance of this GBP or any other currency, hard currency or index currency, purely optional. Okay, it's only for reporting purpose. Okay, so similarly, take other Canada or CN, China. See, we have assigned the hard currencies USD. For all the entities which are being registered in India, so this hard currency is applicable. Okay, China. Okay, similarly, check the another currency, Canada. We'll say that Canada, what is the currency? CAD. So it's the same currency. So next, what we discuss. Okay, so these are all just for knowledge purpose. We need to understand below configurations. Okay, set decimal places for currencies. Note down the path. Set decimal places for currencies. So no action, just for knowledge purpose. Path is SAP NetWeaver, SPRO, SAP NetWeaver, write down the path, SAP NetWeaver, general settings, currencies, set decimal places for currencies. Execute, hit and continue. Yes, okay. This is the screen where we would specify the, okay. So decimal places, how many decimals to be allowed for currency. Okay. Here, okay. Here, here, we specify how many decimals to be allowed, for each currency. Okay. So possible to specify decimals before transactions to be posted. Okay. A simple way I would say that. So let's say INR, USD, or CNY. Okay. Let's say I'll say that I will I want to allow the 10.22 digit. Okay. Two decimals I want to allow. So when you are going to post the transactions, or when you are going to pull the reports, how many decimals do you want to allow? Okay, that we can control over here. Okay, so if you keep like two only, system it would allow only two decimals. If you keep like three here, system it allows three decimals. Let's say USD, I want to allow 10.333. Okay, so that means decimals. Okay, here two, here three. Decimal places. Decimal places. Okay. So similarly, if I keep like CNY 10.444, okay, that means here the four decimals. After stop, how many decimals to be allowed? That is a configuration over here. People will ask you, okay, when this can be set up? Okay, always remember once decimal places is fixed and the transactions are posted, it's not possible to change. Okay, system won't allow you change the decimals. Okay, it's a purely business requirement how many decimals to be allowed, but we will educate the business. Okay, this is the place where we can control decimal places to be allowed. Okay, for currency codes, all country codes you can specify all currencies. Okay, so up to five decimals we can, as per the SAP system it allows. First decimal place, second, third decimal place, four decimal place, five decimal place. Okay. Then next configuration is no action here. Okay. Just for knowledge purpose. No action. No action from your end. Next. Next configuration is define standard quotation for exchange rates. Let's see what is that. Okay. Okay. This is also no action needed. Define standard quotation for exchange rates. Okay, so here let us execute the same path. Execute. Here you can see there are two types of the quotations: direct quotation and indirect quotation. Okay, so what is the direct quotation? What is the indirect quotation? Okay, so that we will understand. Go back. Just no action is needed here also. We will see the configuration. Okay, so there are two types of the quotations. There are two types of quotations. One is direct quotation and indirect quotation. Indirect quotation. Okay. If we talk about direct quotation, currency conversion happens. Currency conversion happens from, so both are quotation, direct quotation or indirect quotations are methods to convert the from one currency to another currency. How do you want currency? Okay, direct quotation nothing but USD to INR. Okay, from foreign currency to foreign currency to local currency. Local currency is called direct quotation. So those who are doing the forex trading, so these are all more familiar. Okay, direct quotation. So where translation happens, where currency conversion, currency conversion is from local currency to local currency to foreign currency, in currency, it is called indirect quotation. Indirect quotation. Okay, so nothing but just I would say that INR to USD, INR to USD. Okay, so this is just for knowledge purpose. 99% of the cases we do have direct quotations. Okay, so business case we follow. In business case, follow the direct quotation. Direct quotation. Okay, so it's a depends on the transactions where it takes place. Let's say where the you are importing the goods from the from the other than the India. So what happens? Your currency translation should be happen from that specific currency to local currency. Let's say we are importing the material. Example. Example. So material importing from the materials importing from China. Okay, materials importing from China. So transaction takes place. Transaction takes place in CNY. Okay, so this transaction should be converted from it is a direct quotation. So transaction should be converted into CNY to INR. Okay, is direct quotation. Similarly, we are exporting. We are exporting materials to other countries. To other countries. Okay. Here transactions place transaction takes place in INR. Okay. So it will convert to INR to other currencies. Let's say CNY, let's say USD. Okay. So this is called as an indirect quotation. Indirect quotation. Okay. So this is just for understanding purpose, direct quotation. In SAP, we call it as a direct quotation or indirect quotation. So direct quotation, it specify the how the currency to be translated from foreign currency to local currency. Okay, here we need to specify the pairs of the currencies. Okay, so let's say euro to euro. Okay, so what is the validity of this direct quotation or USD? Because we have the group currency, so that's what we have specified. The direct it is a direct quotation USD to INR. Okay, so just it is for knowledge purpose. So you can also refer this performance assistant to understand more. Okay, for each currency pair you can define either indirect quotation or the direct quotation, as a standard quotation for exchange rate. Okay, the setting is used following activities. When you process the exchange rate tables, you can enter the exchange rate either as a direct or indirect quotation. So subsequent configurations also we have to use either direct quotation or indirect quotation. So that's what it is telling. When you process the exchange rate table, you can enter the exchange rate either as a direct or indirect quotation. If the exchange rate you enter does not have same quotation as the standard setup. Here, the exchange rate is highlighted to show this. Check in this case that you have entered exchange rate in correct field. Okay. Anyway, this is what exactly what we have discussed. Just to go through this performance assist. Okay. If you want to understand more, just hit on this IMG activity documentation. It will have this all the story for these quotations. Okay. Now, next configuration is check exchange rate types. Okay. Check exchange rate types. No action. However, here also. Check exchange rate types. Okay. So here exchange rate types it specifies okay the it specifies 1 minute guys. It specifies how the currencies how the currencies to be converted from one currency to another currency. Exchange rate type ERP. It also bridge bridge between currency pairs. Okay, 1 minute, guys. Sorry guys, I'm back. All right. It specifies the how the currency is to be converted from one currency to another currency. So exchange rate type, it also bids between currency pairs. Okay. So here the exchange rate type. So this is important to understand. Exchange rate type is used to maintain conversion ratio. Conversion ratio. Okay. So So what I was trying to say that it specifies the how the currency is to be converted from one currency to another currency. It also bridge between the currency pairs, and exchange rate type is used to maintain the conversion ratio. Okay. So we have SAP predefined exchange rate types. Let us see that. Okay. I can execute OB07. So this is important configuration because further, if you, in order to maintain the ratios between the currencies, we need to have this current exchange rate types. Okay, here we have SAP predefined exchange rate type EM. Okay, so this is standard translation at average rate of rate. Okay, so P for the plan, especially this exchange rate type we will use in controlling module for the planning purpose, whereas standard translation at average rate, this is used in, you know, in financial accounting. But if the business want to define own exchange rate, so we can create, okay, by hit on the new entries, and we can create the new exchange rate types. Okay, this is a mandatory configuration in order to maintain. Okay, so in order to maintain the currency ratios in the subsequent configurations. Okay, so here also not much needed to understand, just to observe the M and P. These are the SAP standard defined standard exchange rate types. Okay, further in subsequent configuration you will understand. Okay, so where we use these exchange rate types. Okay, so if you want to maintain the user won't be, I mean user defined exchange rate type, just we can create. Okay, so copy, and I'll say that Z10. Okay, we can maintain our own exchange rate type as well. Okay, but not needed for our training purpose, not needed in the real time. Yes, business will create their own exchange rate types. Okay, so next configuration is here also no action needed, just use the SAP predefined exchange rate types, that is M and P. So in our entire training purpose we will use this either M or P. Okay, don't go for, because it makes inconsistency if you maintain the exchange rate types. Okay, so these all indicators we will revisit as and when it is needed. Okay, then define translation ratio for currency translation. This is important, these two configurations, OBPS and OB08, in the regular business environment. So this table you see here, exchange rates, where we will maintain the exchange rates, let's say USD to INR or INR to USD. So what is the exchange rate? This table is going to be updated every day. Okay, so there is a batch jobs which uses to update the exchange rates as on date exchange rates. Maybe today 85 rupees, 79 rupees it is there between the INR to USD. Tomorrow slightly there might be change 79.50. So every day these exchange rates are going to be updated. Okay, so by using some batch or programs. Okay, so this configuration define translation ratios for currency translation. So here we will use the exchange rate type. Okay, so same path. Define translation ratio for currency translation. Okay, just it's a warning message, hit on yes. Here we need to specify the ratio between the one currency to another currency. Okay, so and also you see here exchange rate type. Okay, here we need to specify, let's say our exchange rate type. What is the exchange rate type? Okay, I'll take the M and P. That's what we are using our exchange rate type. So how can you filter it? Okay, so you can also filter here selection. You can go to by contents, or you can also go to print and keep the filter option. Keep the cursor on exchange rates and set the filter and select the exchange rate type M and P. Okay, you can see. So this is the exchange rates. You can see ARS DEM currency. This is 100 is to 1. Okay, what is the ratio between the currency to currency? Okay, I'll say that from USD to INR. You can n number of table you see here. Okay, here also there is no action needed. As per standard SAP, you would have the ratios. If you do not find the ratios, what we need to maintain, we have to hit on the new entries and we need to maintain the ratio between the currency. So if I take our USD to INR, again I will filter from currency USD to INR. What is the ratio we will observe? Okay, you can see INR to other currencies. Okay, INR to GBP, INR to 1 is to 1 ratio. Okay, similarly, we have to see USD to INR. Okay, let us filter exchange rate type is M from currency to USD. Okay, then continue. Okay, you can see USD to all other currencies you see here exchange rates. You can also see here USD to INR. Okay, so this is the date valid from which date. Okay, you can keep on changing these dates as well. So I have updated this table 2021. Okay, 1 is to 1 ratio I have maintained. Okay, so this is the exchange rate type. In the earlier configuration we have maintained this. What is the exchange rate type? Exchange rate type, it is used to maintain the conversion ratios between the currencies. Okay, so that is what the exchange rate type. So overall these configurations, the important configuration is currency type, exchange rate type, and currency translation ratio and exchange rates. These three configurations is important to be understand. Okay, here what is the ratio between the currencies? Okay, either is 1 is to 1 or 100 is to 1. How we want to convert the currencies? 1 USD dollar equal to 1 INR. That is the ratio. So the subsequent configuration where system it will convert, let's say 1 USD equal to 80 rupees. Okay, so that means you are comparing one currency, I mean 1 USD dollar to 1 rupee. Okay, that is the ratio you are maintaining over here. Okay, just for the knowledge sake. I'll summarize exchange rate type. Okay, so just go to table view. Okay, these are all in our systems. It's already predefined. Okay, exchange rate type M is predefined. Just don't create any exchange rate types. Use the standard SAP exchange rate types. Keep the cursor. So what I'm doing here in this configuration, Okay, so I'm going into the table view and print, just keeping it filter. Later you can set the filter. Next. Okay, no action from your end. So next is here we have the action. Okay, enter exchange rates. Okay, so the moment the transaction takes place between one currency to another currency, let's say we are saying that our company code is having three currencies. Okay, USD and GBP and INR. Okay, your transaction is going to take place in USD. Then how the system knows it has to convert from the USD to INR? What is the exchange rate that has to be used to convert from USD to INR? That exchange rates we are going to specify in this configuration. It is very, very important. Let's say your translation is not happening. Let's say business users comes and ask you, so today we have the exchange rate is 79 rupees, but it is taking like 80 point something else. Why it is so? So immediately you have to check this table and you need to observe the what is the exchange rate as on today. Okay, if it would have not been updated, so then it will take the yesterday exchange rate. Okay, but this is the table where we would specify the exchange rates. Okay, enter exchange rates. On what combination we will specify the exchange rates, that we will see. OB08, this is the important transaction code. Okay, we will specify the exchange rates for the currencies. So based on exchange rates system, it will convert one currency to another currency. Enter exchange rates. Okay, execute. Observe here. I just maintained here exchange rate type I have used. If you do not have the exchange rate type, not possible to maintain the exchange rates. Okay. So ratio you can see here. What is the ratio? 1:1 ratio. So that means the prior two configurations is mandatory prerequisite to maintain the exchange rates. Okay. What I am saying here, euro to INR. This is a direct quotation. Euro to INR 85 rupees. So the valid from 2022. Okay, so since this is our user, I mean idea systems, if you don't maintain the exchange rates, whatever the last update you have done, so that currency it would consider. Let's say I have maintained 80 rupees since valid from 01/01/2022. System it would consider this exchange rate. Let's say if you maintain another entry, let's say if I maintain another entry here. So the last date on which I have maintained exchange rates is 01/01/2022. Okay. I mean till now we do not have any updates in the exchange rates. System what exchange rate it would consider? System it would consider this 80 rupees as an valid from this date. If I maintain another entry, okay, I'll say that 2023. I have updated from valid 2023 is 81 rupees. That means 1 USD equal to 81 rupees. System it would consider this latest exchange rate that you have been updated in this table. Normally in the real time, so every day this table is going to update through the programs. Okay, so this is the table where we are specifying the exchange rates between the currencies. Based on see every for every possible currencies which takes place the transaction. Okay, because we know that business having the transactions across the global all n number whatever the possible transactions. Let's say here we are specifying only USD to INR. If you don't maintain the exchange rates between like other than like GBP to INR system, it would throw the error. How the system it will convert then? Okay, so that's what since we have one is USD, another is local currency is INR, group currency is USD, and other reporting currency GBP. I have maintained three entries. In real time, how many pairs we have to maintain here? The business to which it deals with the currency transactions. So all possible currencies we need to maintain in this table. Okay. So this is the place, this is the table where we have to specify the exchange rates. Okay, next we will assign the currencies to the company codes. Because without knowing these configurations, if you go and assign the currencies, then you may ask the questions how the system knows. Normally, out of all these configurations, we need to understand these exchange rate types, ratios. What is the ratio between one currency to another currency? What is the exchange rate type that has to be used to maintain the conversion ratio, to maintain the exchange rates? These three configurations important for us to understand. Remaining all SAP predefined that we can go ahead. Okay, exchange rate types that is used to maintain the bridge or that is used to maintain the translation ratios. If you want to maintain, if you want to maintain the user won't define the exchange rate type, we can use, but for our idea system for training purpose we are using the SAP predefined, that is the EM. Okay, so next configuration we have maintained defined translation ratios. Here we have maintained by using the exchange rate type, we have maintained the ratios between the currencies. And exchange rates, here we have maintained by using the exchange rate type and the ratio, we have maintained the exchange rates between the currencies. Okay, so this is about currencies. Any questions over here from anyone?
Hello.
Yes, Cycle.
Sir, exchange rate types, there are two types now. One is M and one is P.
Yes,
M and P stands for.
average rate.
Okay.
It's a just a codification, there is no stands for.
Okay, sir. Thanks.
Okay, so P for
Yeah.
planning, M for average.
Okay, sir.
Alright. Do not worry, no one will ask you what is the M stands for. People will ask you what is the exchange rate type, why we required exchange rate type, how many exchange rate types we do have. So if you get that kind of questions, you have to say that it's a depend on the business requirement. There is no, there is no M hard coded, there is no P hard coded. Okay, you have to say that it's a depend on the business requirement so that they create a number of exchange rate types. Okay, why we required
Okay.
exchange rate types? In order to maintain the translation ratios, in order to maintain the exchange rates between the currencies. For that, we require to have exchange rate types. Okay, summary of these three configurations: exchange rate type, translation ratio, and exchange rate. Okay, we required exchange rate type is mandated to have to maintain the ratios, to maintain the exchange rates. Exchange rates, why we required? Exchange rates are required to convert the currency from one currency to another currency. All right. So
Yes, sir.
next we will move to the assignment of the currencies. Check in your system. If no exchange, definitely you would have the exchange rate type CM. and you would have the ratios between the US, I mean, whatever the possible currencies, that whatever the currencies, make sure that the currencies which you maintain, okay, let's say if in your system your global currency or the group currency is euro, I mean euro, okay, so just to change to the USD for one time, it is suggestible before the transaction takes place. And hard currency, that is the optional currency to be maintained. If you want to maintain currency, you can maintain, otherwise not needed. Just for knowledge purpose, how many currencies we can set up for one company code? Three currencies. Of three currencies, the first currency is always be company code currency or the local currency that you maintain during the company code creation. So group currency, so that we maintain at client level. We cannot have more than one group currency for one client. And hard currency, index currency, odd currency or the index currency, that is different. I mean, that is varying country to country, because that we have maintained at country level, right? So altogether, I would say that one company code can have maximum three currencies, of which first currency is mandatory. You do not have any reporting, group reporting. You have your company code is only in India. So do we require any other currency other than the company code currency? No. Nowadays, you know, any if you take any legal entity that is registered in BH or NSC, so they do have the operations across the global. When the transaction taking place, other currencies, okay, we have to maintain for the group currency as well. Okay, so next configuration is just to revisit one time all these configurations. If you did not maintain the exchange rates, make sure that exchange rate to be maintained. Okay, between the currencies. These are the currencies. Next, assignment of the currencies that we have to close. Financial accounting, global settings, ledgers, ledger. Here, define currencies of leading ledger. Okay, this configuration is important for now. Define currencies of leading ledger. So leading ledger by default, leading ledger by default assigned to all company codes. Default assigned to all company codes. We will discuss what is the ledger. Okay. Company codes. Okay, here we will maintain, here we'll specify the or assign the currencies, assign the currencies to the company code. Leading ledger, leading ledger, first currency always be company code currency. Okay, second currency we can specify, third currency we can specify. Let's see. So let's note down the path. Financial accounting new, financial accounting new, global settings, ledger, ledgers and ledger, define currencies of leading ledger. Okay, financial accounting new, financial accounting global settings new, ledger and define currencies of leading ledger. Execute. Execute. Click on the new entries. Click on the new entries. So by the moment when you have entered company code A100, so by default system it would fill the currency type 1. So as I said, first currency always be company code currency. Let's observe A100. Okay, hit on enter. Second currency we need to specify. Third currency we need to specify. Okay, so you can see. Do we have any control to change first currency? No. Okay, always. Okay, first currency is always be company code currency. The second currency we need to specify, that is group currency. Okay, here group currency is 30. First currency is used only for legal valuation. Okay, so exchange rate type, that is M. We need to specify which exchange rate type to be used to convert the to use the exchange rates. Okay, that is M. Standard translation at average rate. Okay, source currency, this we will discuss tomorrow. What is the source currency? What is the transaction date type? So we will discuss tomorrow. Okay, source currency is a translation taking first local currency as a base. Which currency it has to take to convert? Translation date type, I would say the translation date. And the third currency type, third, I will say that the GBP. So that is 40 odd currency. Okay, valuation is blank. M 2 and 3. Okay, the valuation is not allowed to be changed in a live system. Okay, just warning message. Okay, okay, this is for company code A100. We have maintained first currency is INR, second currency is USD. How system knows? Here we are specifying the what is the first currency, what is the second currency, what is the third currency. Okay, so this is assignment of the currencies to the company code. Similarly, assign the currencies to the other company codes. Click on the save. Okay, if you don't want to maintain the third currency, just maintain the two currencies. Okay, go back, hit on the new entries again. What is the other company code? A200. Okay, A200. Hit on observe the first currency. It's depend on the company code currency. Okay, you see here what is the company code currency? China CNY. We do not have any option. Currency type is 30. That is for group currency. Same M2 and 3. Okay. I do not want to maintain the third currency for the China company code. Just keep the blank. Only two currencies. Okay. Hit on the save. Similarly for A300. Go back. A300. Hit on the new entries. Observe the first currency CAD. Okay. Currency type. So second currency, that is I would say that group currency. Exchange rate type M. source currency 2 and 1 and 3. Okay, this we will discuss. This only two indicators we need to understand: source currency and translation date type. We have the document date, we have the posting date. Okay, we have the entry date. We have to understand what is the translation date, and translation taking first local currency as a base. Okay, this also we need to understand. Whereas for first currency, source currency, it would always be document currency. For the second currency, it would be local currency, and for third currency is also local currency. So what currency it has to consider while converting the transactions from one currency to another currency? That's what we are specifying here. Okay. Okay, I will summarize before we are going to close the session. What we did today, so we just understand the exchange rate types, and before that we have discussed the decimal places for each currency, how many decimals to be allowed. Okay, later we have understand the quotations. Okay, for exchange rate types, direct quotation or indirect quotation, where your transaction is converted from foreign currency to local currency is called as a direct quotation, and vice versa. Okay, later we just saw the exchange rate types: exchange rate ETR, exchange ETF. Okay, exchange ERT, exchange rate type that is used to maintain the translation ratio, and exchange rates. Okay, so to maintain exchange rates, we would need an exchange rate type. Okay, that we are using the SAP predefined M or P. Okay, the next configuration OB08, we have maintained the exchange rates, and the final configuration what we did, we have assigned currencies to the company code. Okay, additional local currencies by default anyway. First currency is already been assigned to the company code. Other two currencies we have assigned in this configuration. I think this transaction code is OB22. Let us execute it. OB22. Yeah, so this configuration is OB22 transaction code. Important transaction code to be remembered. OB22, and this is OB08. OB08. These two transaction codes normally in the real time also we more often visit these tables. Any questions, guys, from anyone? Okay, so from your end, there are three actions today you have to do practice if you are in line with the class. One is exchange rate type you have to observe, and translation ratios if you do not see in your system you have to maintain. Okay, the third one is exchange rates, and the fourth configuration is what I would say that assignment of the additional assignment of additional currencies against your company code. Okay, it won't take much time. Okay, so not more than 10 minutes, but you have to, open your SAP and do the configuration. Okay, the next class we will discuss document types and number ranges. Okay, so we do have certain fields to understand over here in this screen in OB22. So that is the exchange source currency type and translation date type. So that we will discuss tomorrow for 10 minutes. Then we will move to the another concept is called document types. I'll say that document types and number ranges. Number ranges. Could be A7 and maybe N1. This we will discuss in the next class. Any questions from anyone before we are going to end up the session? All right, guys. Thank you, everyone. So if you do not have any questions, I think we are good to close the session. We'll catch up tomorrow at as usual timings. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day to all of you.